Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Jim's 5am Club. And today I come to you from another awesome and magical place here in Sydney. I'm down at Circular Quay and I'm just out front here of the Museum of Contemporary Art. As you can see, I've got the museum behind me. Let's do a 360 and I'll just show you the harbour. The beautiful harbour of Sydney, Circular Quay, and it's another awesome day. Thanks for joining me on this other Jim's 5am Club. I'm rapidly approaching number 100. I think this is episode number 96. So I'll take some time just to chat to you about a subject which is near and dear to my heart, and I appreciate your time, and I'll try and make this one as quickly as possible. Today's topic, many years ago I came across a quote, a beautiful quote, which says that a man of stature requires no status. Let me repeat that because I didn't get it right. I'm wearing my Invisalign, so I'm a bit like Daffy Duck at the moment. So once again, a man of stature requires no status. And of course, you could say a person of stature requires no status. And what this means is that if you're comfortable within yourself, if you're happy with your achievements, if you're recognised as a leader in your field and you've got a number of achievements that you've done in your life, then you really don't need to prove anything to anybody. There's no need for the big cars, the fancy watches, and all the fancy accessories for a person who's successful, for a person who knows themselves, for a person who's respected. Because, as we said before, they don't need to prove anything to anybody. It's a very, very powerful statement, and an important one for young people, because I see a lot of young people these days going out of their way to embellish themselves with brands, with expensive cars, with trips, with all the accessories of success, and yet they've achieved nothing very much at all. And much of this embellishment comes through their parents and through others around them. Look, it's nice, don't get me wrong. It's nice to have great things. It's nice to have nice possessions and beautiful possessions, but we mustn't use these possessions as a form of compensation to help fill us up and make us feel fulfilled in an empty life where we're not achieving all that much other than the toys that we have around us, just to show off to people and to make a claim that I have arrived. Look, people see through all of that. You know, regardless of how many cars you have, how big and expensive your cars are, regardless of how expensive the clothes that you wear, at the end of the day, the people will see that there is a king without any clothes. Because what sets you apart from everybody else is not the possessions that you have, not the things that you surround yourself with, not the embellishments, but your substance. What you've got inside you and what you've achieved and what you're capable of achieving. Remember, if people are talking about your potential, then you haven't made it. So think about that. So for all the people out there whose main priority is to get the beautiful car and the fancy watch and all the embellishments of success, the people who are successful don't really need it. Don't really need it. And I've got to be honest with you, they shun away from that sort of stuff. I've worked for some very, very big and successful organisations, and the people, the high achievers, are the ones who want to go under the radar. They don't want to stand out. They are satisfied. Their satisfaction comes not through their possessions, but through their contribution, through their teaming, through their ability to work with people and achieve results, and to basically help people around them grow and develop and become better versions of themselves. So how do we use this? How do young people use this? Basically, the message for today is don't be distracted. Don't spend all your time looking for status, looking for people to look up to you and to say how good you are. Because the reality is, you're not going to get very many people who are going to acknowledge your efforts. You need to be able to acknowledge your own efforts. Be able to look at what your goals are, look at your targets, and look at where you were and where you are today. Because for yourself and for the people around you, the best thing you can do is just to work on becoming a better version of who you are. Don't bother spending money to try and compete against every Tom, Dick and Harry who's got the latest car, the latest watch, the latest gizmo, the latest toy, the latest girlfriend. Because they're the people who along the way are going to drop you and are going to drop the people around them for the next best thing. Because they're never satisfied. They're always chasing possessions. The people who are truly satisfied and comfortable with themselves don't need to be surrounded by the comforts of life. They want to be surrounded by genuine, authentic people who are not trying to compete with them, who are not trying to outdo them, who are not trying to prove them wrong, and not trying to trip them up, and not trying to basically be their master. I'm losing my words now, but you know where I'm coming from. As my mother used to say, you understand what I'm saying, right? Don't play dumb, don't play silly. I'm communicating with you. Just listen and get the spirit of what I'm talking about. So I think I'll leave it there for now. It's a powerful message, and it's a message that I learned young in life. When I was at uni, I was driving my dad's big Mercedes, his latest model 450 SEL, top of the line. At the end of the day, it was good, it was fun, but that doesn't mean that you've made it when you're driving your daddy's car. You've got to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and be your own person. You know, think about it. Be your own person. Be comfortable without having to surround yourself with all the trappings of success and status. Be a person of stature, a person who has achieved what they want to achieve, and not to depend on other people's adulations and pats on the back. So let's finish off on this beautiful, beautiful day with a positive affirmation. I'm alive, I am well, and I feel great. To all my friends and family, stay connected, stay relevant, and most importantly of all, stay authentic. Authentic to yourself, be genuine, and just try and become a better version of yourself, and don't bother about the possessions and playing the game, because you're never going to win the game. Because there's always going to be somebody out there who's going to spend money that they don't have to buy things that they don't need to impress people that they don't like. You don't want to fall into that trap. You don't want to play that game. And most importantly, you don't want to hang around those people because it's a destructive and a bad environment to socialise in, because you're always going to be unhappy and you're always going to feel empty and you're always going to be wondering, what have I done with my life? Anyway, until tomorrow, 5 o'clock, Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I can't wait to be with you. I'm rapidly approaching number 100 of my vlogs, and I look forward to chatting with you tomorrow. And until then, stay safe. Sa sagapao, I love you, and take care. Yasas. Bye. Cheers.